confetti. Niggas get shot like the camera.
When you look up vlogs in Bali, everything looks perfect. Kind of like what you're seeing right now. But I don't want this video to just be a highlight reel. I want to show you something less polished, less aesthetic, something more real. Because 24 hours before me chilling at the pool, I was in a completely different environment.
Saying me, more cowboy than you. I swear.
It's like the 10th time that I'm doing that video again. I've been working in the middle of Australia for 4 months, and the reason I'm making that video today, it's because it's my last day and I'm pretty happy about that. So I've been doing fencing, which is a really physical work outside, and it gets pretty hot, like around 40 degrees every day. So why would I do that? There's actually 3 reasons. First is for my visa to stay in Australia. Second, for money, because I have a lot of projects that I want to work on. And the third reason that I didn't know I needed is because I needed something like that. I needed a hard experience, and I can confidently say that it's the hard thing that I've done in my life. I'm really happy I did it, but I'm also really happy I'm leaving. And I look like shit too. That's not me. Like, I miss having clothes that don't have like huge holes in them. I miss having a nice haircut. I miss so many things. If this vlog would be about something, it would be about sacrifice and belief. It's the 2 things that I've explored the most. The thing that I've had the most realizations on recently is that anyway, whatever you do, you're gonna sacrifice something. Whether it feels hard now and easy later, or easy now and hard later, there's always a sacrifice, whatever you do. Even if you sit still on your couch, there's a sacrifice. And second is belief, is that to endure hard things, do hard stuff. The reason why most people quit is because they're not ready to do the sacrifice, because they don't have the belief that it can work out for them. So anyway, I'm just gonna enjoy my day now, and tomorrow morning I'm going to Cairns, and after that I'm flying to Bali to see my girlfriend again, and you're gonna see her probably in a few seconds, but for me it's gonna be in a few hours.
La dernière danse des étoiles, la dernière danse des étoiles. Le soir on s'est capté chez toi, dans un coin où j'ai traîné des mois. Y'a mes négros ceux qui jouent le jazz, leur musique plane au-dessus des lois. Je m'éloigne et je suis rebou, j'éclate un demi à la femme que j'ai revue des fois. Regarde le soleil, le sirop, la promette, je t'emmène au-dessus des toits. Je t'emmène dans la plaine, la genèse. C'est mes élèves, mon stylo est céleste. C'est les célestes, c'est eux qui nous élèvent. Elle me dit chérie tu me délaisseras pour une autre ou encore pour le bénéf. Les anciens ne comprennent plus, le temps leur fabrique des rides.
People think that sacrifice is just the hard stuff. Like, for example, me working on a farm. If I wasn't working on a farm, I would have sacrificed the money that would have come from working that job, if that makes sense. And I think the missing piece of the puzzle is the belief that the sacrifice is worth it. For example, for me, it was that working that job, I could save money to live a good life, go to Bali, buy a new camera, make content full time. But if I didn't have that belief that it would work out and that it was worth it, I would have quit probably. Hey yo, I'm just editing that video, and I thought that was a pretty sick transition because we are 6 months after the clips that you just seen, and a lot have changed because I didn't quit. We actually made it work. So I'm back in Bali. We have a new house. I'm gonna show you real quick. It's just like a little duplex, I think that's how it's called. Pretty cute, it's pretty nice, and I think that's a really good space to like be creative. I've procrastinated editing that video for so long because I didn't have a good MacBook, but now I do. I thought it was pretty cool for me to finish that video, taking the camera back and explain basically, because the last time that I was in Bali was just for traveling, just as a tourist, but now I'm actually able to afford living in Bali, making money online. This place is not something that I thought I would be able to afford anytime soon, especially that I've tried so many times, so many different stuff, and nothing really worked. But one thing worked, and it made everything else that I've tried and failed worth it. I know a lot of people are curious every time I talk about it on social media, or I talk about it to friends, about how do I make money. I do UGC. I'm not preaching anything. There's just a lot of ways to make money online. I used to do video editing, dropshipping, this kind of stuff. But for me, UGC was like the only thing that really worked. And what is it? It's user-generated content. Basically, nowadays, brands, instead of putting ads on TV, they do ads on social media. The thing with ads on social media compared to TV is that on social media you can just scroll, right? So instead of doing regular ads, a lot of brands are doing subtle plugs that look like really casual, with people that just make a video and talk about like a product for like a second or two. So we're like, oh, actually I use that, and that's called UGC basically. So that's what I do, and I've had pretty good success with it, my girlfriend too. And yeah, here we are in Bali 6 months later. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm really happy about it. We actually just moved in today. I think that's pretty sick, and I just think like it just looks so nice, like it just looks so aesthetic. And editing this video about the things that I was saying since 6 months ago, it really does make sense now, because ultimately if I didn't make the sacrifice to work on a farm, I wouldn't have had the time or the gear. Not that gear matters, but to me it does for certain things, like this YouTube video. I have a pretty nice camera, I think you can see that. I have a MacBook, a lot of stuff that make life really easier. If I didn't make this sacrifice to work on a farm, I wouldn't have, most importantly, gave myself the time to really work on something that I wanted. And I'm probably not going to do UGC for the rest of my life, but UGC gave me location freedom. I don't know how to say that in English, but I think it's location freedom. And that was a big thing for me, because ultimately my dream since I was a kid was to live in Southeast Asia, and I probably didn't dream of anything that nice, to be honest, but just make money from laptop, that has been like a big thing for me. The sacrifice was needed, and it was worth it, definitely. But as I said, the sacrifice was only made possible because I had the belief that if I had the money and if I had the time, I could make it work. And honestly, I didn't think it would be that way. I didn't think it would be doing UGC. I thought that I needed to grow my personal brand to make money online. But then I realized that the pressure of making money completely blocked me from being creative. So I didn't really like that approach, personal brand wise. I want to do stuff like that. I want to do stuff where I don't have to think about a potential financial gain, and have on another branch a business where it's actually focused on making money. I didn't really find a way to merge both yet, because I haven't grown my personal brand yet, but I think it's been working really well for me, even if I had to sacrifice a lot of things like posting on my personal brand. And honestly, one big thing for me is to stay authentic, especially on long form content here when I'm talking to the camera. It hasn't been easy, and it hasn't been pretty at all. I completely stopped going to the gym. I didn't post on my personal brand while it was a big thing for me. I started doing series, started like having a bit of a community, but I had to make a choice because I just needed to make money. To be honest, I just needed to make money. I needed to get out of Australia. My visa was running out. I didn't want to go back home in France and work a normal job as a chemist in the lab. Like, that wasn't really the plan. So I had to find a way. There is a possibility that I shouldn't have sacrificed that much. Like, I could have still went to the gym and everything, and that's completely true. But in the reality of things, ultimately what happened is that I focused so much on one thing that all the rest collapsed a little bit. I've built the base for making money, that I know how to do it. Now I can focus back again on like fitness and socializing. If you have any questions on UGC or on anything, shoot me a DM on Instagram. And if you want to give me some feedback about the vlog, the editing, the music choice, whatever, the storytelling, I always want to improve. Obviously, that's my first vlog, so I don't expect a lot from it. But I actually enjoy it. I actually really enjoy it. I just want to find the time and the energy and the creativity, because I feel like my creativity has been really dormant recently, and I've been focusing on more like logical work stuff, but less on being creative. That's something that I really like. That's the whole reason why I bought this camera. If you want to support me, that would be really appreciated, and if you leave a comment, I'll give you a kiss.